have to get
You're
strength
skinning
in
the
your hand
coconut.
to roll up the coconut.
I've never seen somebody skin a coconut like that before. So your father,
My grandfather was Nicaraguan.
Your
My great grandmother was Nicaraguan.
It's perfect, guys. Really good.
When I feel this food,
What's going on, guys? Today I'm going to be doing a cooking video with these two locals here.
Melanie
And
Lolia Pomir.
we'll call her Mama San Andres. Say, I love your front yard. This is awesome to see this blue water. And she was just telling me, like, the guys will be in the neighborhood. They'll go ahead from fishing straight from here. They don't have to go too far. It's a private beach.
It's public. It's for everyone. It's far from the town, from downtown. So
Where are we right now?
we are in the south part of the island.
This is the south part of the
The
island.
last part of the island.
Okay, this is the end of the island. And what's the name of the area here?
Smith Channel.
Smith Channel.
Yeah, because the channel is right here.
Okay.
So these boats, this launch have to go right through here. Alright?
Okay.
Go on fishing. There was the Smith family was living here where we born.
Who's the Smith family?
Oh well, they die already.
Okay, but it was a family named
But
Smith
was a
family.
So they begin to live here and they go through this channel because we are surrounded with coral reef. Right?
I hear it's like the third largest coral reef area in the world.
Yes, after Australia. So they come here and they begin to take the reef and to clean the skin of the cows to make shoes.
This is years ago.
And they open a trench, a channel, so that's the name.
Smith Channel. Wow, and they would do that for a while.
For a long while.
So it's a big channel there. They
It's a
open
big
up.
channel there to go. But who know can go through it. If you don't know, then you will run on top of the reef and get your lunch broken.
Oh, so the locals know how to go through it.
Yeah, exactly.
But
and when the water is high like this now, you have to take care because sometimes the water will come all through and come right in.
Nice. You know what? Let me go look at it real quick, and then we can start the.
Okay, then you'll come back
Okay.
and we'll sit down.
All right, let's go. Let's check this area a little bit closer out, so you can see. This is super dope to be in front of the beach, so close to your house. That's amazing. And then check out the area right here. It's beautiful. You have your own private beach. This is dope. All right, let's go inside and see what they have in store for us today, guys. Hit that like button if you're appreciating this video already. Okay.
This is my little place where I live.
Okay, beautiful.
Have a seat, please.
Okay, sure.
And let's stomach.
All right. As I'm sitting right next to the door, I'm just feeling all this fresh seawater, this sea air coming in. You were saying that.
Yes,
you're
I'm
comfortable.
coming from a family of 11 brothers. This is my niece, Melanie.
Mm-hmm.
And we live in this settlement here. Everybody is relative. And we live with our doors open and the window. We sleep with the window open.
And all that air just comes in
Yes.
all day 24.
Yes.
It does the air get ever stagnant where it's not windy, or it's always windy?
No, it's not always windy. Now we are coming from a Iota, from a hurricane, and it's still so until March. But generally this time of the year would be dry and sunny. Yes.
How was that for you? Speaking of it, you know, you're
Well-
right next to the water right here. How was
Well,
that?
I got damage. If you look and see where I'm living now, I am even ashamed to bring you in my house.
This is a beautiful home.
Get damaged and the gutter fall down and the toilet is falling down. And the government is helping the people who had big business. But they are not helping the small one like we. Because there are people who have more damage. So we have to consider that who is outdoor, no house, is in first place to help. Because we still have the door.
So if you have home, you're pretty much one of the last people that's gonna get assistance.
Or maybe we don't get assistance at all. Because what happened is not only in San Andres is damaged, Providence and Catalina, and again the part of Colombia by the name of Choco, where black people like we live, they are damaged also with the water.
Did they get
The
that?
rain,
I did not know
not
they
the
got that.
hurricane, the water. It rained a lot and everything was.
So they're going through a whole
So they are
issue.
going into a problem too, so the government have to help them also. And now with the pandemic, everybody is bawling, I want food, no work, give me food. So it's a moment when you have to understand that maybe the government want to help, but there are too much people bawling for help. But we have one who can help us all. So little by little he is coming to help us day by day. Yes.
She was telling me how she's a historian.
Pardon?
You were telling me how you are a historian.
Oh yes. The reason why,
First off, you look young.
no, I have 64.
No, you look younger than that.
Thank you very much. You know what is the secret?
What's the secret?
I work very hard.
Okay.
From 4 in the morning I am up.
Yeah, she told me you wake up
I
early.
wash, I cook, I do everything. And I wash for my whole family.
Okay.
And I cook for everybody. Well, when I was small, we didn't have electricity. And living so far from town, we were just down here. And my parents, grandparents, in the afternoon, they would put us to sit down on the floor from wooden house where we live. And they will tell us the history of slavery. They will tell us the history.
What was that? What was that here?
Because
There was slavery in this island.
Yes, because at the beginning when people in Africa were free, they were caught and chained and come to America. And the first port that they will arrive would be Jamaica. And then they were sold as slaves to go to the different plantation to plant corn, cane, coffee, etc. So the first population, them, they were from Europe. You know, English, Britain, people from Britain, Spain, they were coming into the island. Even Pirate Morgan visit the island. But the first Puritans came to the island with people from Jamaica that was coming from Africa to work here in the island. They had the intention to plant cotton to carry back to Europe. But the distance was so far. So they planted the cotton and it grew. But when they put it into the boat to carry it back, the heat will catch the boat in fire. So the cotton wasn't a good investment. So when emancipation came, they freed the people who they had in the plantation, and then they was free to plant cane and yucca plant
in this island right here.
In this island.
I don't know if I've heard a story where they said that San Andres had were people that came from Jamaica. Is that it was?
Yes.
Is there? But they said that was like the worst criminals they sent to here, or the ones that were causing them problems.
No. There was, we say in Spanish, subasta. That is like I say, this costs 20,000. You say, no, I give 25, and I give 30, and the one who pay more will get that whatsoever you were selling.
Are you the top pick?
Yeah. So they brought ladies, and they brought strong, good young man to plant the cotton, as I told you before. But finally, they ended up planting coconut. So up to the 70s, our basic economy was coconut.
I saw like a whole bunch of coconut.
So we used to produce the coconut, we reap it and we sell it on vessel to United States and to Panama, and that was our economy up to the 70s, right? So I told you that the history of the island is divided in two, before the Freeport and after the Freeport. In 1953, Gustavo Rojas Pinilla, who was the president of Colombia, declared San Andres as free port. He came over in a plane and he pitched in the sea, and then he looked on this wonderful place and he said, this would be good for Colombians to come and rest.
1953.
In 1953.
Wait a minute. What happened? Help me out. What happened to the English influence? Did they just leave the island up to you guys?
Yes, they leave the island because they had a lot of combustible with people from Spain, and they had with Puritans, and they had with buccaneers, and they even had with Mosquito Indians who came from the coast of Nicaragua. But they didn't come to stay. They come and catch the hawksbill and the turtle, and then they will go back. But if they get in contact with anyone, they would fight and kill. So there were a lot of influence here in the island for a long time before Colombia took over.
How did they took over an island that was
because
yours?
they had changed the island with a treaty by the name of Esgueras Bárcenas, where the governor from Nicaragua exchanged the San Blas coast with San Andres and Providence. So then the people who was here could choose if they wanted to be Nicaraguan or they wanted to stay and be Colombian. So we got Segula from Cartagena, which is the last port in Colombia, and the nearest to us is just an hour off. And then a lot of San Andrean become Colombian. But as you can notice, we don't have nothing from Colombia.
That's why I'm here.
Well, Spanish is very, very little.
Pero una cosa, ¿qué pasa con la gente que dicen quiere ser nicaragüense?
Okay, because some of us are Nicaraguan. My mother was Nicaraguan.
So your father,
my grandfather
chose to
was
be,
Nicaraguan.
My
great grandmother was Nicaraguan.
They chose to be Nicaraguan.
Okay. We dress like them. We look like them, we speak like them. Or English in Colombia, they don't speak English. No, Creole. Creole English, that is our language.
Because I've come across a lot of Nicaraguans. As a matter of fact, it doesn't sound like it, but my Spanish, it was taught to me by Nicaraguans when I was younger. And so I come across people from Bluefield.
Yes.
And that was my first time seeing Afros speaking Spanish fluently.
From Carn Island, and Little Island, and from Bluefield, they are from the coast. All the Atlantic coast, they are with us like so. They used to come and play ball. We cook together, we sing together, we preach together, and we are just 8 hours off from here. So we can say hi Bluefield, hi Carn Island, you see? But to go to Cartagena is an hour in plane. So look the distance. We are even nearer to Jamaica.
So you have half of your family chose to be Nicaraguan,
yes.
And you had another half that chose to be Colombian.
To stay here and be Colombian because then we were under Colombia flags, Colombia anthem, Colombia language, and Colombia religion. Because we were a Puritan, we were Baptist faith. I is Baptist, but they tell us that if we want to study in the schools, we had to baptize and come to be Catholics so that we could live here in Colombia. Right? So because of that, my parents used to taught me all these things. And my rest of brother would say, well, I don't interested about that, but I was very interested. And I asked question and they give me answer. And another thing that I love a lot was the stories. The Anansi story that was coming from the African village, from the Maasai people, and so.
Tell me about the story.
So I in the evening hour we used to sit down and listen to these stories, because with these stories our parents train us to be lovely, to be honest, sincere, a wonderful people.
You heard the story? Why are you shaking your head?
Yes.
Like when you were sitting down as a child, she would tell you the stories.
So I sit down and
guava tree was there in the middle of them.
Oh, she remembered the tree?
another man's tree. So I would say that once upon a time, when time was time.
And these stories have some truth to them, or it's
Yes, these stories is left in what we say in Spanish, a teaching.
a proverb.
Yeah, that coming from them, because it said that Anansi is calm. It's like that little spider that goes making his web and wrapping situation, right? But Tiger is just swift and busy and believe that he knows everything, but Anansi always wrap him up in his web. So we used to listen to that because we never had no electricity, so no radio, no television, and that was our entertainment. But one day the light came and everybody wanted to see the television in black and white and all the stories, but I still keep on telling the story, investigating and writing. And though this is oral tradition, and the oral tradition goes mouth to mouth from generation to generation, I said I am going to make the exception and I'm going to write down something. And now I have like 1,000 and more Anansi story that I create.
Where can people find that?
And everything. I have it in books.
Is it online?
No, I don't know what to do. None. I only know to answer and to cut off. And right now this is file. I don't have a phone. Yeah.
She's so young. I would think no. They have to be people here on the island that can direct you into getting your book on Amazon.
Because I was 3 times big as she, and I had an accidente cerebrovascular. So when I begin now to want to learn, they prohibit me was to be so near to the phone. But otherwise from that, as they give me the phone, I get nervous and I don't want to touch it and I'm afraid I get myself messed up.
Yeah.
But I think people have been listening to me and they record them and they...
Is it one book you have or so?
I have 6 books that is published. The Geography of Colombia.
All of it can be found in Colombia?
I have a novel, Nacimiento, Vida y Muerte, Life, Death, and Birth of a San Andreas, because I tell them how you used to born in the home with the midwife that attend, and we plant the navel string under the coconut tree, and what's the meaning of it. When you get married, the food you cook. When you're dead, how they bury the person. So that book is like for anthropologists who interested to know about the people from the island.
Do you feel that book, well, obviously it's gonna leave a good service, but do you feel it was a necessary because maybe the history is disappearing? Do you feel like
yes, it had about 3 reasons for me to write that book. One was to keep the memory of my mother, because in the book I talk about the birth of my brothers and what happened when they born. How they used to clean their home in Christmas, what they prepare to eat. Everything is like the history of all San Andrean in that book. And the next thing was to present it to Cultura in Colombia, and I won a prize, a national prize. I was in the Presidencia de la República, be condecorated for that book. So on another level, that was important at that moment. And that sometimes somebody can go back and read and see how things was before, because everything is changing.
So you mentioned about the African side of the island. Do you know what tribe or what type of language you guys used to speak before the English influence? This Creole is coming from English. So this is the Creole of English, right? That we speak in all the Caribbean island who have influence of English. But as we said, they had people working in plantation. You didn't want to talk like your amo, so you just cut off the words. Or it's like someone who don't go to school, they don't know the grammar,
of a language. So you say anything, you listen and then you repeat like the parrot. Maybe sometimes you don't put the word in the right place. That is a Creole. And the Creole mean too that is from the root. It's from the very beginning of the tongue that you speak. So that for me is Creole. But I say Creole is not only a language, it's an attitude, it's a behavior, it's a way of being. Because when I go to town, I eat in standard English and in Spanish. I have my fork and my napkin and everything up to date. When I get back home, I take a bowl and put my food in it and I put it on my leg and I eat with my finger. I am eating in Creole, I am me. I'm just relaxed home and enjoy whatsoever. You know? So for me, Creole is everything.
One thing I learned about San Andres, well, the first thing I noticed, that the island wants to, as its imagery, because I watched Isla, and granted there's more than Isla, but you know, they have the commercial and it says our identity.
Yes, but they only said that one word in English and the rest is in Spanish.
Yeah, what is our identity?
Identity is all the action, movement, decision that a community can take to be themselves. Right? The way how I do my things is me. That's part of what I get from my parents and them from them grandparents. That is coming right up through the line, and that is what is presenting me. That is what is saying about me. There in the channel, they will show me cooking, right? Maybe that, and the music, and the rest is in Spanish the whole day, but they remind us that the channel is of our identity. But if it was of our identity, then we should give at least a 50 or 60 or 70% of our program that talk about we and that represent we.
Okay, so that's not happening right now. I automatically assume like the food, because I've seen some of the show, right? She's on television, guys, okay? And so I've seen some of the show, and it seems interesting. But I'm thinking it's, you know, when you are cooking your food, you're showing your identity. But I guess you want more, you want to show more, the way you talk.
Because when I cook in my food, I would like to talk about my grandmother, how she used to do it, and who was my grandmother. Or maybe I would like to say, this person used to catch the crab, and if I have a photo or can bring him to the channel where I am cooking, I say, look, this is the guy who got the crabs for me to prepare. And so,
or maybe one time you show the effort it takes to find the food.
You understand?
Because I would love to go on a boat and go look for some fish.
You understand what I'm saying? Because it's different for you to go and catch your fish and bring it and see me take the scale and wash it and clean it, because what? You are not cooking, you are living. You are living that moment that no one can take from you, and that is your identity. So we may be very careful when we use terms or do things, because we are representing our ancestral people, we are representing our background, we are representing our roots. And that is what is important for me. And I want to know that when I leave from this plane, from this earth, I can have something nice left behind for the generation that is here and they want to come.
Awesome.
So as I said before, this setting up, for example, I know the whole history, but I prefer the part of the cooking. Because you can wear a suit of clothes for a week, but you have to eat every day. And you get hungry, so that is very important. And anthropologists say that to know a people, it's important to know what they eat and how they eat and when they eat.
That's why I am here.
Okay, so that's why I try to do the part of the cooking. And I am, sometime when they talk about San Andres and, no, for example, one example I'm going to tell you, the rundown. It said that there was an African lady who was cooking a big pot of food. She was just boiling in the coconut milk, the fish, the dumpling, and all the bread kind. And then he said to his little grandson, run, run, tell them the pot done. You know, the food was ready. Or it could be that when you put the food into the milk, it boiled down to the oil. So we get the name from that, rundown. You can choose the one you want. Whether I be the one who say, run, run, tell them the pot done. Or the one that the food boils down to the oil. So the name run down to the oil. That's the name. But they don't think on us when they establish this as our pot. They only think when the tourists come, what to sell them to get some money so that that money can pay in interest and taxes and send back to Colombia. So they will put us to cook nice things that these tourists would like, and we get the money and pay the tax and send the money to Colombia.
I want to understand the concept of this island in terms of entrepreneurship. Or do you guys feel like you're working for the government, or is there any way, or do you guys feel like you guys are in charge of your life or the way life is
Never
here?
at all. For example, I have this little place, 11 by 4 or by 6. And every year I have to pay ₱1 million in income tax.
And you've been...
I suppose when someone pays income tax is because the property that they have is producing something that they can get from. But now I would need to do another extra work to get the money to pay for this place where I am staying. And this land is ours because when the emancipation came up, they free the slave with their piece of land where they were living on, because they have already worked for that piece of land. And you know what they say in Colombia? Never. You are Colombian and this land belongs to Colombia. So if you is living on it now, you have the document, but you have to pay the tax for the document. Are we still in slavery?
You know, there's so many conflicts in the world in terms of, like, if you look in the United States, they have the Native Americans over there, so they don't get to pay taxes. You know what I mean? They have like big
okay, but
breaks.
In Colombia, the Indians, they don't give them tax, but they are paying us for tax. They say, how you black people come to believe that this is your island? This is not your island. So we are seeing that, and
it's
as I
odd
was,
because they came in the 19...
Exactly. And as I was telling you about the food, one day they just send down 2 of them to taste the different dishes. And when they have already tasted the dishes, they say, okay, this one is the sweetest. But now you are just making fish with bread kind. The bread kind is the plantain, yuca, yam, and a big dumpling from flour in coconut milk. He said, yes, but no, the people would like to taste conchs or maybe the pigtail. So why don't you make a trifásico and put the pigtail and put the conch and put the fish together? That was more part. We used to salt our fish, can it, and cook it for our family with no pigtail, with no conchs. So they don't even respect to make the traditional rundown to say that is our dish.
Wow.
They just come and say, put this, put this, put this, and put that.
And what are we saying they? Are we talking about the major restaurants here, or who's they?
It's influence. Everybody is doing it.
Oh, now it's the thing.
Everybody wants a trifásico. We are going to make a rundown, but if you have fish, no, we can't make it. We need the conchs and we need the pigtail.
Wow. Okay, so now it's morphed to something else to accommodate the tourism that's coming here.
So now islander people can't eat a dish of rundown now because it's too expensive for us. Who eat the rundown is the tourists that come, that have the money.
So the prices have wow.
Yes, and there is a lot more. But then for that, I was explaining to you that our dish now was a baked or stewed pork meat with beans cooked in coconut milk and rice.
Sounds
And
good.
we put a piece
Right,
of
yes.
bread kind as aside, maybe a piece of ton plantain or a piece of boiled yuca because we didn't have vegetable like tomato or these things. Okay. And we had our chicken that we raised in the yard. We cooked that with drop dumplings and maybe coconut rice. So we that was our dish. When we're going to invite the minister to come to our house or somebody special or a doctor, we used
Or
to
me.
make, or you, we used to make this nice plate for them. So this big cooking and big expensive. Like if I tell you we make the sample of a rundown, you'd have to be spending like 100,000. Because you are not going to make a rundown with 1 pound of fish. Minimum you are going to put a 3 pound, and if somebody is around, because on that part we share for everybody that is coming. If you pass, come on taste. We want to just show some of the ingredients, right here, the principal one. We have our red beans. At the beginning we used to plant these beans here in our land, but the majority of our property is now marked private property. They were sold, so we don't have where to plant. So now we are buying it from outside.
Outsourced.
Yes.
Out of the island.
All from the island, we don't have where to plant.
They're not being made in the island.
Land they are sold to people who have money to build hotel and big building.
Oh.
So farmers don't have where to plant.
So there's no land.
So we have to wait and buy the beans from outside.
Wait, let me ask you a question. You guys own the land and sell it to people?
Some of the people, because of needs, for example, right now my door is falling, my house is falling on top of me, and I don't have no money, but I have a piece of land. So I go and I sell the land or give someone the land and they give me the money, but if I can't pay them it back, they take the land. So I lose it. Or for example,
they'll give you
if
a
you
loan.
have a child that is sick and you want to send them to the doctor, you have to lose that land because you have to sell the land to get the money.
How much is this land worth here? I'm thinking millions.
It's a lot of millions.
Dollars.
Especially here, yeah, because we are in front of the sea. We are in a calm and quiet place, and this cross out.
So you never thought about, let me just sell this place for $4 million.
No, I
No,
never
the
thought
whole
of
family
that.
maybe sell it for 50 million.
What I am thinking right now is how to do to repair my house so I can live in a decent place with my family.
Okay.
All right. The next ingredient that is very important, we can cook this bean without this pigtail.
Okay.
But we put the pigtail because the salt of the pickle give a special taste, and this is the meat line that we put into the beans.
So it's pigtail.
Pigtail.
Okay.
And this is the coconut,
Okay.
because with the milk we are going to put it as ingredients in the bean, and it will give you a flavor. We will get enough milk for the rice and also for the bean from these two dry coconut. And here we have flour. I would like to open it, but the breeze is too strong, so it will fly away.
Okay.
But this is the flour, and I'm going to make some dumplings.
Okay.
Famous dumpling that get you fat.
Okay, I'm familiar with dumpling. I'm Haitian American, right? I was born in America. My parents are Haiti, and they make dumpling. Well,
Yes.
they call it bouillon, but I can't wait to see your version of it.
Okay. And then we will also add to this pot parsley, red onion, garlic. We won't put no salt until the last moment, because when we taste the salt from the pigtail, then if we need some more, we will throw it.
Oh, okay, got it. So you're gonna just go with that? Okay.
We will put a little bit of sugar. Sugar? Yes. Because sugar is what put flavor in all pot.
Okay.
If it's sweet, you put sugar, and if it's salt, you put a little tip of salt. And again, sometimes we eat the beans and it puff up your belly and give you pain. That sugar will avoid that. If we have some butter, we can add. If we don't have, we can do it without. And then we put a little bit of pepper, black pepper, the grind black pepper. So then we are going to start now, and the first step we are going to do, and maybe we don't record, but I will tell you, I'm going to wash this very good, and then I'm going to put it to scald to draw some of the salt from the pickle. Then after I do that, I will throw off that water and throw cold water, and then the salt will be perfect. And the beans, I will wash it well and put it to begin to boil. And when the bean float on top, I will sink it with the coconut milk. And then I will put the pigtail into the pot and throw some more water. Add the onion, the parsley, the pepper, the garlic, and cover my pressure pot and put it to serve.
Let's do it.
Cook away from us all our rights. We don't have where to go nor who to tell.
So now you're just chopping.
Yeah.
So you let the.
So when I go to share, I can cut it in small pieces.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Because when it's cooked already, now it's hard to get it to chop it, right? It's your first time in the island?
First time.
Okay, and how you see the island?
Oh, I wanted to come back.
Okay, please come back.
I'm supposed to leave tomorrow, but I extended my stay. Because you.
Please come back and bring your family.
Oh, yes.
Tell them that there is a paradise here with nice people, because when the tourists come to the island, they rush them around. They take them to the quay and to the casino. But really, they don't come to know the people from the island. So
that's what exactly my mission. That's the reason why I'm here. Cause I'm like, okay, I looked online, and I couldn't find enough about the people here. And that was like, okay, I see the tourist destinations, which is beautiful, but who are the people?
What about the people, the poor people who live in the south part of the island, who maybe some days get up and they can't even make a plate of food because they are not working, because they bring the people from outside, other department from Colombia, and give them jobs, and the people from the island don't have a work.
Yeah, you guys, you know what? I've come to different places, like I went to Palenque.
In San Basilio.
Yeah.
I was there making a presentation of cooking. Yeah, I was cooking something that we grow in the yard by the name of Calalu. They call it
the Calalu.
And so I went over there to show
That's what it's called?
how I cook my
She's
Calalu.
telling me about Bleo.
Yeah.
She told the cooking, the lady I talked to that was cooking, she's like, there's a special thing called Bleo. And I'm like, what is Bleo? It's Calalu.
Calalu. They took me there.
It's legging, guys.
Make a get them the fire. Yes, so they took me there to show me.
It's like a gumbo type of a meal.
Going to put
Okay.
And this seems to be easy, but it's a lot of work because we need. Where were honey? Where were?
Look how she was going to the kitchen so easily, so effortlessly. You can tell someone knows how to cook, how they move in the kitchen.
You see this, it seems to be easy, but you have to be moving around and moving around. Okay, we have to wash this very good.
That's already cooking up stewing, guys.
I am so happy when someone come and ask me to show them how we do things. Sometimes I am ashamed because the place is very small and
don't feel shame, okay? And would you welcome more people to come visit you?
Any amount of people.
All right, you heard her, all right, guys? So I'm gonna put her information in the description, and you come out here, you enjoy the island, but you come get some real Raizal. It's pronounced Raizal?
Raizal.
Raizal cooking, all right? Come get the real deal food, all right?
So we have that now to begin to work.
Okay, cool.
And then, yeah, it no work. Mine's no work either. Get one machete ready behind me this morning. Now we are going to do an next exercise, and we have to do it outside.
Okay.
So come with me so you can see how.
I love when she has this knife in her hand. All right.
Let's start. This is not easy because you can lose your finger. But we're going to chip this coconut here.
You're shaving the coconut.
Taking off the shell.
This taking the shell off. Nice.
Okay.
You do a good job with that.
When the machete is sharp, it's good, but now this one is a little dull.
Oh gosh, she's really doing an accurate.
And you have to get
Just skinning the coconut.
Roll up the coconut.
I've never seen somebody skin a coconut like that before.
Okay.
Like there's certain ways of opening it, but not like that.
Because when as I told you before about the coconut,
look at that, guys.
you remember that that I told you that we used to sell the coconut, but we also had a fabric of coconut here in the island where we make food for the animals and everything. So we had to chip this coconut, chop it here, put it to dry on the top of the house, and it become copra.
Wow.
So you get that copra. So you have to learn to do this to get a day work. And I would like you to drink this water.
Okay.
As I chip the mix.
Okay.
See how sweet it is? Alright, you can put it on in the fishing.
Okay. Alright, guys. This is like a beautiful scenery. You get used to this?
So in the night time I do this too. I put my table out there.
Yeah.
I put 3 rack, a big pot. I put the fire. I light up some torch, you know, and you can sit down and watch all the steps of making the pot, and you can help, and you can taste when you.
So I imagine you teach your whole family,
yes.
Well, the ones who want to learn how to cook.
Yes. Because some say they want to help but to eat.
That's why they want to help.
But I like to share. That is love. So I cook and I give them. You will see me in the morning time going from house to house carrying some banana fritters, carrying some bush tea, aromatica, from house to house carrying to my relative. I like to do that. And they come look me sometime in Colombia to go to other places to prepare.
You told me you've been flown to...
yes, so I was in France because I am an artist. I tell stories and I go out and prepare me. I was in Paris representing Colombia.
Nice. Awesome.
In 2000.
Wow, I feel so privileged to be able to even talk to you.
I was in the Michelier Odeon. You got some more.
Okay. I have to ask you, well, you mentioned it, but not on camera. You fell in love with a Jamaican.
Ah, yes.
She fell in love with a Jamaican, guys.
A black man with green eyes.
A black man with green eyes from Jamaica.
From Jamaica, from St. Elizabeth, from the parish of St. Elizabeth.
And he came here.
Yes. He came to work with a guy, and you know what? They killed the guy.
The guy he came to work with. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
And so he was here and in that place where he worked, but I went to make a grabación of my novel.
Okay.
And then there was a baby that had to work with us, and the baby was crying. And when I asked, where is the mother or the father, they said the father went that way and he will come back now. And the baby was just crying and crying. So So when I look, a guy was coming with a bag, and I said to him, hey, senor, senor, your baby is crying. Well, I told him in Spanish, and he looked at me like that, and he leave. And I said, but this guy, he wants me to mind his baby, and I call him back, come for your baby. He said, what baby? I have no baby. He said, I don't speak your language. No understand. So I said, then where are you from? You are from Providence? He said, no, from Jamaica. So I tell him, I know Jamaican people. I tell some story of a lady by the name of Lois Bennett. And I know the stories well, and he began to talk to me. He was just looking at me, and so when he leave, he asked him at the door, how can I get the phone from this lady? And they give him my telephone number.
Oh.
So when I was leaving from the place, the guy said to me, I don't know if I did wrong, but that young man asked me for your number, and I give it to him. And then he begins to call me like for 15, 20 days, 30 days. So my daughter said, but what, you are a mafiosa, why they are calling you and you are not answering the phone? So I tell him, it's a guy that I met, and so he said, answer the guy. You are alone, lady, you don't have no husband, you are alone, answer him. And I answered. And when the guy come to meet me, he said, I want you to invite you Sunday to go somewhere. I say, I only go to church. And so they say, I want to go to church. From I am here, I don't go to church. And I said, okay. And we talked that whole time. He told me what he liked to eat. And so I tell him, come on Sunday so you will go to church with me. This guy comes so elegant, well trimmed, well beautiful. And he came with 2 bags in his hand. He said, in Jamaica, when we go to visit a lady, we will carry things for them. I said, wow, we don't know about that custom. He said, yes, and he brought it. So we went to church. I present him to everyone. The pastor blessed him, asked him to stay in the island.
Oh Lord, and the next thing you know, you guys married.
And so we brought him back home. We ate the nice food I made for him, and he said, lovely. And from that we begin to, until finally we got married.
Awesome.
And so we have 6 years now.
Wow, that's awesome.
So Mr. Clean.
And how has he been able to integrate into a different island? Or is this nothing changed?
Jamaica is an island like this. And my father loved him so dear. He said, you look like one of my sons. So I take the whole one. We had the practice to do with 2.
2?
Yeah, but the greater is much bigger and it's more farm.
I think you're teaching someone how to cook and you don't even know it.
Yeah, no. Next time she will come and say, I know how to break the cup now. Okay. Maybe we might stop here so we can put on the bean to cook. I have to continue here for the rice, but I want to stop to get some for the bean now.
Okay.
So what we do? This will be stuck in hard water.
And this is?
Water.
Okay, water.
To get to squeeze the milk from it.
Ah, yes. The extract. I've actually learned a lot about cooking coconut rice and extracting the juice. And I've heard that there's people who cheat. They use Coca-Cola. Have you heard about that? That they use Coca-Cola to make coconut rice?
People is doing a lot of things anyway.
I better laugh.
People is doing a lot of things, Leon. And especially if it's to sell, they are going to try to do every single thing so that they can make some more pesos.
The cheapest way.
Yes.
Let's put Coca-Cola.
Because coconut is 5,000 pesos. So 2 coconut is 10,000 and a Coca-Cola is just maybe about 3,000. So well, it's best to put Coca-Cola. Alright, we only need this amount.
Okay.
And we come and throw it here.
Nice. And this is still stewing. Ooh.
Yes. So now what we do? We're going to change this from here and put it here.
Okay.
We'll cut off this. We will show away this salt water because this water is very salt.
Okay, okay. I saw the oil and everything.
And then we will throw cold water. Because this is just salt, hot and cold will draw the rest of salt. You understand what I did?
Yeah, I understand.
Now see, I'm ready now to put in it.
It smells awesome in here. It smells so good in here.
After this done boil, you can eat it yourself.
Guys, make sure you come here, alright? I might come back and ask her to do another meal for me. Oh, this is good. And okay, so you're putting it in there, nice.
Because this have to soft. Because it's very hard. This pigtail is coming from Canada, from Ontario. You know?
Because you guys don't have a farm.
No, we don't have.
So you have to outsource all that stuff.
So we will add some more water. So yes, come ahead, please.
What's the possibility of other islands like Provincia? Providencia. Right. What is the possibility of Providencia like being a farmland? Because they have so much open land there.
Yes, but not so much. Maybe we might think, but I don't have none here. If you can just wait for me, I'm going to
Okay, go ahead. Okay, so what is this we have now?
This is basil.
Okay. And this is something you have grown?
Yes, I have it in my backyard.
Or your garden, okay.
This is going to give the aroma.
I smell it already.
To the stew. Alright. Put it right here. And then
what is the main source of income now here in the island?
Tourism.
Before, if there was no tourism, what would be?
Tourism and commerce. As I tell you, we had the coconut. And we used to ship citric like lime, orange, lemon. And you know, so now everything is tourism and commerce. So we don't pay the IVA. That is a tax that they charge on the merchandise. So we bring it and then they come from Colombia and buy it from me and carry it to the other part of the country, right? So now everybody is doing commerce.
So the coconut thing is not the export anymore?
No. We just use the coconut now for our
tourism or
daily cooking.
Okay, daily cooking. So how was this place maybe 8 months ago?
This is pepper.
Without tourism being allowed to travel to the country. This is pepper right here?
Yes.
Okay.
Black pepper. Okay. What you mean during the hurricane or you mean before the free food?
The lockdown.
With the lockdown, what we was doing, well, the government sent some food from outside. They say coming from over the nation. And they will send some food and share around. I received one time, because there are too many people, you see. When they come to make we have a law here by the name of okra, that is to circulate. So if you don't have that paper, that card, they will come and they hide up in the bush in the town, and they work in the night in the hotel, and the owners would give them work, you know. But in the day you don't see nobody. So when the government come to make what they call that now, survey about how much people, they will just find a couple. But when there is something to share around, all these people come
out. So you have people.
So what they do, they say we poor, and when you go and see where they live and how, so the government give them everything to them and they don't get down here. By Miss Lolia, no, Miss Lolia work on the television.
Oh.
Lolia, you know, so they don't need nothing.
Oh Lord.
So who get it is the tourists, the Spaniard, them that live in the town part of the island. We put another bit and then we cover one. So that is the imposition that is taken here, because we who pay the income tax and the people from the rest of Colombia that live here is who getting the benefit. They always say they don't have nothing. We don't have nothing. We are zero stratum and blah, 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 blah. But over the weekend they have money to buy rum. They buy a big equipment and music, and they got new clothes for dance. So you can see. We will let that now. And then I want to come back to grate because this milk now is to make the rice.
There go the boss lady. What's up, boss lady?
She
She boss lady. When I went to go see her yesterday, she behind, sitting down comfortably. Everybody standing, she's behind, sitting.
This is our place where we live, and sometimes we can't make it out economically speaking, but spiritually we happy because we wake up and we have this peace and this tranquility that no have no price.
Yes.
Yeah, I would love like my mom to have this type of front yard. Cause she likes to sit outside and just enjoy the weather, and to have that.
I want to make a business here. To sell me
You
food
should.
and show. I going to work and I buy all the chair them and the table and everything, but a lack of like a tarpaulin or something.
Guys, come see Mama San Andres, okay?
Little granny kitchen will set up.
Mama San Andres. When you come here, ask for Mama San Andres. That's her information, and come out here, come support her. That way she can create something here on this side of the island. How much would it cost to actually build a home?
I believe that house done got nearly something like 40 to 50 million.
About 50 million, my brother said.
50 million into the construction of that
I
home.
only done in fact the house that the wind and them, in fact the electric part. That a lot of money I spend in the house.
You think somebody come with $100,000, they can build their own home?
Yeah, then you can build your house. Look, that they turn it, drop in, not to it. And when I go to see how much they turn it, they no sell that again. Because that is made from asbestos.
Oh yeah, so
Produce cancer and they won't sell it. So you have to buy a plastic one, and so you have to put the whole thing with plastic. In her case, she poured the top, but the top is cracked, so she have to go and put the
whole top
over it.
so you guys are replacing it, okay?
And I want to tell you a little story why we use the coconut. When I go to make an exposition and a chat at the university them in Colombia,
Yeah.
I tell them that we are Colombian with coconut heart. Because when we born, when the child born, the midwife will cut the navel string and plant it under the coconut palm.
So the umbilical cord, they'll plant it with the
Exactly.
coconut.
So just how the coconut is useful, how the palm will get everything from the palm. The same, that child should be like that. Useful in the society, grow good, and be a nice person.
Nice.
And then that coconut tree belong to you. So you plant it on a big piece of land and it grow. But when a person dead, that was the custom before. When a person dead, you bury them under the coconut tree to set up the circle.
Hold on.
You born here, you need the string part here, and when you're dead, you bury it right.
So you buried the person underneath the coconut tree that was his.
Exactly. Because we had that as our custom and tradition. But when the Colombian government come in, they said that it's not no hygiene and it's against the law and you can't bury nobody in the yard. So that for that reason we stop now. And the baby don't born in the home with the midwife. You have to burn them in the hospital. And when you're dead, you can't bury in your yard now. You have to go and bury at the cemetery. So you see what they did?
They,
Go to our custom,
yeah.
our tradition. Fire. I will go and put the coconut milk. Why I put a little bit of sugar?
That was sugar or salt?
Salt.
Okay.
Then I put the sugar too for what? For the flavor. You
For the
remember?
flavor, yes.
Yeah, put a little bit of sugar. Like this amount. And then when they start to boil, you put here.
Guys, that steam is letting a beautiful smell up in here. It smells so delicious right now.
Oh, I don't like sugar. When you are going to cook, make sure that you have the feeling to cook. You want to give something nice and good to someone to eat with love. Because when you're cooking, you have to be happy. You have to sing. That is one of the secrets for your food come sweet.
My grandmother tradition.
Oh, grandma was
My grandmother is was the best cook on the island.
They say you don't have to wash this rice, but I don't confident because I go to the plantation and I see how them pack and how them walk on top of it. I prefer to wash it.
Okay, guys. Nice. This is after the coconut extract was just brewing.
Being enough for me, being enough for you, being enough for man where they work per road. You know, like you're rapping now.
Oh wow, wow, wow.
No worries.
This has been an experience for me, for real. I can't. I'm so glad I came. This is exactly what I've been looking for, this experience right here.
My grandmother used to like
Okay, what's she doing?
take the trash and throw it out to the fountain.
Ah,
Now I will show that here.
biodegradable, and it will help.
The hen and the rooster and the bird will come and eat this. So everybody gets something from this cooking. They will soon come. They will soon see them come.
So guys, in order for people to survive here, you know, they have gas stoves, and apparently, so you have the gas guy that comes out periodically to get gas. So let me check it out right quick. These are all the tourism that is coming from the other areas, just roaming the island up, checking the island. Check out this gas.
My dad, take a look at it. Aisha!
All right. So I've seen this before. Like I used to work for a restaurant in Little Haiti called Sessi Bon, and so they would actually drop the gas for them, fill them up. How often do they come?
One time at the week, the guy no one come down here.
Oh, he don't like to come here more than twice.
And then he fighted the
Are you and him?
Yeah, he fighted the
Okay. And I'm still like loving this area. She was talking about how they're always fixing the road, and as you can see, this is the new pavement. But further up that way, they're like digging ditches in there to repair the hole, because obviously it's next to this water right here, this ocean that just keeps coming in.
Like this. This is the dome.
So you put flour,
Salt.
salt,
And what you put a little water.
and a little water.
And I make this. You know, like a bread. But we call it dumpling. And then we have another one that we make it like so. Like if it would be a macaroni, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then we throw this also into the pot.
So this is her when she went to Palenque right here.
To cook the bledo, that is.
Okay, you had to cook some food for them. And then these are your books.
And this is me in the Ministry of Culture in Bogota.
Okay.
That big.
Wow.
Conference
You was healthy.
there. I'm just cooking the rundown there.
Like, how did you come to represent Colombia? Was you in a competition, or they just asked you?
No, because when they found out that, look, I'm a neighbor in another part of Colombia, I'm just through Colombia representing, see?
Yeah.
Persona half 93. When I'm here in neighbor. And all the places where you going now, I was there performing, telling stories, or cooking.
Nice.
I'm just abuelo de pájaro. This is me in Barranquilla in the coast, me in the capital, back here. And look at me now. This is in Paris.
Nice. How was Paris?
Fine, nice, good. I only had to fight to keep myself awake. Because when I leave from here was day and there was night.
Oh.
And then when it was night for me was day. So I had a big problem to keep awake.
How long were you there?
Like 2 months in Paris. I was in the national radio station in Paris talking about, this is me with the president giving me the award with Pastrana. But
This is the former president of Colombia?
that time. At that time I used to make help people. Like I go get books for children, the old folks I will care food for them, care clothes to Providence, you know, someone who have and get the things to help other people. And so I got the prize to be one of the women that with no help or no institution will do things for the people. Alright, so that's called Mujer Kafan. When I came back home 15 days after, they put a dynamite in the building where this event was happening.
So is that's water right there?
Yeah.
Okay.
This dumpling is here waiting now for the beans to add. And that is the last step.
Can't wait to eat this food, guys. She definitely did her job. She did not play around. We got some history. Make sure if you come in here, you take the time to visit her. If not for the food, just to say hello, you know, and tell her you appreciate her for preserving the culture here, helping to preserve the culture. And we'll be back with a plate of food. All right, guys? Okay, you were saying that you want to make sure the beans are what?
Like they stay together, you know? And
Okay.
make a sauce.
Ah, okay.
Spirit. Heavenly Father, bless us all as we eat of what you have provided. Not because we merit it, but because we are a merciful God. We ask this with thanksgiving. Amen.
Amen.
Right, I know if you look and say, I know taste the pot. So I can't tell you if it's sweet or if it's salt. I leave it low.
It's perfect. Thank you. It's perfect, guys. Really good.
When I give you this food, I
Love the
remember-
cocoa rice. Try some of this. Oh,
Something.
look at this, guys. Nice.
Okay, later on.
So
You
good.
know, it look like I'm tell you the person name we feel.
I look like somebody.
Yeah, yes,
right?
You know what woman have one business Ponta Casa la Cultura. You know
Beans are so good, guys.
I'm glad it's husband.
I know this is my favorite part. I already know it's gonna be good.
You eat that
Yeah.
You have it dry the salt and you make it salt. That is where give the flavor.
I can eat this whole with the bone.
When I got more.
No.
Yeah, I soft so you can try the bone.
I ate it whole, guys. It's really good. Alright, guys, so this is the dumpling right here with the red beans. Very hot. It's so tasty. I gotta blow into it, but it's good. I like it.
I'm not saying the same thing what you used to say me one time. Just half.
So everything's slowly getting
Everything
big.
changed.
What about?
Like it?
It's finished. Yeah, it's good. It's good.
In a good long while me and me pick me. You can sure saying like the bean because it's hard. It's only put my rice grain.
Ah, yeah, I eat. Okay. I eat. I don't play. And it was really good.
So when you're coming back now, Leon?
Soon, and if I'm not, somebody from this video will come and bother you and enjoy your lovely food, you know?
Yeah,
so I'm gonna put your information in the description so people can
God
contact you.
bless you.
Alright, no, I had a good time. Alright.
I can't get a telephone number because I don't have a phone. So.
Well, we'll get. I'm gonna get. We'll talk about how we can make sure she can contact you. All right.
All the time you come.
All right, guys. So we're leaving.
God bless you.
I had a wonderful day today. Thank you. I'm full, guys. I'm getting ready to go to sleep. Yeah. She actually works in tourist area close to where I'm staying, and so we're gonna catch a ride back. But we had a good time. Yes, sir. And this is an interesting car. Oh, he's the driver? What's up, brother? All right.
¿A dónde quieres llevar a mí?